Good day and welcome to the iGaming channel. Thanks for joining us today. The topic of this video is gambling SEO for affiliates. I'm building this video off the back of 20 plus years as an iGaming gambling SEO agency owner, building my affiliate guide, strategy and tips, hoping to become a go-to resource for beginner affiliates and more novice affiliates. But also our strategy, I certainly hope it would certainly be of value to the more experienced SEOs within the gambling industry. So first of all, let's start with understanding the gambling landscape. First of all, it's fiercely competitive. There's big brands and mega affiliates that are spending millions to dominate these rankings, but that doesn't mean you can't compete. It just means that you have to box clever and smarter and focus on some specialist niches. You know, the gambling industry is quite mature now. There's companies that are millions, tens of millions ahead on the SEO front. So don't bother trying to SEO on words like casino or online casino or slots or blackjack, because you're too far behind. So the key is really to understand the landscape of SEO. It's free recurring traffic. It's very high buyer intent and it scales over time. In my 20 years experience as a media buyer, I've never seen anything like the quality of SEO traffic. When traffic tends to go through an affiliate site or come from other sources, like for instance, social media, the quality just isn't so good. But with SEO, the conversion rates and the quality of player is just like nothing I've ever seen before. By far, absolutely the best quality. One thing to bear in mind, it is quite high risk gambling content and gambling SEO. It does take a while to build up a site and ranking and trust. So you have to think, particularly with a new site, you have to think in terms of months and sometimes years with your SEO plan. You know, it's not the sort of thing that happens in days or weeks generally, particularly with a new site. I mean, if you've got an old established site that gets a lot of traffic already, there's certain things you can do on page with technical SEO and improved content that will create very quick results. For instance, I made a new homepage for a well-established casino that was getting like 50,000 a month worth of traffic. I put a new homepage on and that doubled it within a couple of days. But that's because they had like 4 or 5 year old content. It was really weak. They had hundreds of affiliates linking to the site. So it does happen quickly, but certainly not with new sites. You've got to consider that many keywords are saturated. So words like online casino, casino UK, casino US, there's too many brands that are always millions ahead of you and years ahead. So don't focus on those. And the other thing to avoid is black hat tactics. Years ago, they used to work, but these days, black hat and grey hat, it tends to catch up on you. And the black hat stuff these days, Google can just dock a site down to zero overnight. Certainly on every core update, it kills off most of the gambling sites that have been doing black hat type techniques. So onto the keyword research. 4 tools that I would strongly recommend: Ahrefs, SEMrush, Ubersuggest, and Google Keyword Planner. All of those, you can get free versions of them. They do have limited features. They all have, in the case of Ahrefs, SEMrush, and Ubersuggest, they also have paid versions ranging from $100 to a few $100s a month that will do everything you need and save you a lot of time and effort and help you morph an effective strategy that will save you money in the long run. So you really want to be targeting money keywords, transactional, commercial keywords where users have a high intent if they've typed that into Google. For instance, best online casinos UK, NFL betting tips today, no deposit casino bonus USA. They're the types of words that people type in when they're actively looking for a new casino or sportsbook to sign up on. And they're the words that you want to focus on. And those long tail keywords that have 4 or 5 words in, they're the easiest to rank for. That's the lowest hanging fruit, so to speak. So a couple of examples: best casino for low wagering bonuses, how to bet on horse racing as a beginner. They're the sort of 5, 6, 7 word phrases that the big guns are not focusing on, because they're more focused on the more higher competition type keywords, which it's very difficult to compete with as an affiliate. And how to find these, Ahrefs and SEMrush are particularly good. One common proven tactic is go and look at the sites that are already on page 1 for the keyword that you're looking for, and use these tools to find out where they're getting their backlinks from, and then simply copy and mirror those. Google suggests it's good to find trending questions. There's some big forums like Reddit and Quora that you can go and look on there and see what people are actively searching for in your particular sphere. But just avoid chasing the ultra competitive terms and dive deep. All of the gold and the money and the reward is in the long tail in the world of gambling SEO. So just briefly looking at on-page SEO, particularly review pages, it's important that you structure your pages properly. There's a lot of SEO tools out there at the moment, like Yoast, Rank Math on WordPress, Avada on Shopify. But do use tools when you're creating your content, tools that like score it out of 10 and out of 100, because otherwise you're kind of firing in the dark a little bit as to your content. And I must emphasize there's 2 different types of content in the gambling world. There's journalistic content, which is written by someone that doesn't know much about SEO, but they're a good writer, and the copy's good and it reads good for the user, but you might find when you put it under the spotlight with a bit of SEO software that the SEO value is very little. So it's important that when you write your content, you use some sort of a tool to check the SEO value of it. Otherwise you're kind of firing in the dark and you have no idea how good your content is. So excuse me, some of the main points that you should consider when you're structuring a page. First of all, the title tag, right at the top, that should reflect your main target keyword. For instance, best online casino UK are 2025 picks. That would be a great title if you're optimizing for the keyword best online casino UK, and the 2025 makes it topical. Within your meta description, that small bit of content that people see when you're searching in Google, it's important to include benefits, as many keywords that you can that relate to the page, and most importantly, a call to action. So you need to put something in that meta description that people see on Google. It says, visit my site, read more, sign up here, exclusive bonus code, exclusive review, read exclusive review, that type of thing. That will help you get better click-through rates, which will help you get more traffic to your site, and Google will rank it better as well. It's important in every page to have H1s, H2s, and H3s, a bit like a appendix or in the start of a book that tells you how a book is structured. Google, it really helps if you tell Google the same in terms of your H1s, H2s, and H3s. Traditionally, a page will have a H1, one H2, and then multiple H3s. Things that you might include in your H2 and H3. So you might start off with a treble 8 casino review as your H1. You might have treble 8 online casino as your H2. And then your H3s might be, for instance, treble 8 casino bonuses, treble 8 casino games, treble 8 casino payment options, pros and cons of joining treble 8 casino, something like that. It's also very important to have internal linking within all of your reviews and web pages. Make those internal links natural with the content, but Google really likes internal links because it makes it easier for the users to surf around your site rather than just using the menus, and also it passes SEO value between the pages. So if you put a link between page 1 and page 2 naturally within the content, then they pass SEO value between them. You've essentially created free SEO value out of nothing just by creating those links. And there are interesting tools out there that will help you with that. Like, for instance, we use Link Whisper on WordPress, and that intelligently uses AI to help us calculate those links and put those in for us. The other important thing, of course, with on-page SEO is to have lots of calls to action. So buttons like claim bonus, bet now, register now, sign up now, they're really important. And it's important to try and have those on every page, always within view. You know, one of the most common mistakes I see affiliates make is they'll have a few direct calls to action at the top, a few at the bottom, banners down the side, but nothing in the middle. And there's nothing worse than being on an affiliate site page and there's nowhere to click out and make money. So you've always got to have clear calls to action. The shorter and more direct, the better. The best ones that we've maybe tested are things like register now, sign up now, claim bonus now, with a bit of urgency in it. The next thing to bear in mind in gambling SEO is link building tactics. There's tens of thousands of gambling sites out there and tens of thousands of reviews, but ultimately what it comes down to is link building. Everyone's got a, I mean, take Bet365, for example, there's probably tens of thousands of reviews out there. How's Google going to decide which one ranked best? Ultimately, it comes down to backlinks. So I'd strongly recommend that you only stick with white hat link building. You can go to Black Hat World and Fiverr, etc., and buy millions of links for a penny each, a cent each, but ultimately they don't do anything. The backlink building is all about quality over quantity. I mean, you can probably go and buy a million links for $5 on Fiverr now, but they won't do anything. Google will just have a look and see that spam, and actually it will cost you money in the long run because you've taken your site backwards with black hat tactics. So the main way that we build links, initially guest posting. So we write value-packed articles for other gambling blogs or general media, social media sites, and we place those. Try and make your links, try and make the articles on your links anywhere from 500 to 2,500 words. You can put rich media in there, schema type data like tables, that type of thing, that helps. And we generally advise that you have one or two links within each of your articles, and try and make those links so that it matches your target keyword. The next thing that we recommend is link exchanges, reciprocal linking. It's certainly not as powerful as it used to be, but there is value in linking with other sites. What we sometimes do, particularly with our local SEO, is we create a page for link exchanges, and we might have up to 50 business directories and blogs and such like, where we put all of those on the same page, and then we try and, on the other hand, swap those for a homepage link. So, for instance, we've got a list of maybe 30 or 40 business directories. They will only let you do a listing and link to you if you link to them. So we put them all on one page and then get those to link to a homepage, and it works really well. The next thing we recommend is niche edits. So if you can get placements in existing content, that works really well. Contextual links are especially powerful. Doing something original with statistics and research always works really well. So if you can put together an original study or a white paper, like for instance, the average RTP by slot game provider, or the top betting events by country in 2025, that's something useful, interesting, people haven't seen it before, it's unique content, it adds value. That's the sort of content that you can pop out to the press and they'll cover it. For instance, on one of our local SEO campaigns recently, we interviewed 4,000 people on LinkedIn via polls, didn't take long, collected a load of votes, put it together in an infographic, put it on a homepage, and we popped it out to 50 newspapers, and half of them covered it. Took me about a day's work, but got into a load of newspapers, saved me thousands and thousands of pounds in link building budget. Plus, it was also natural because the papers all covered it. They linked to the homepage because that's where the infographic was with more details. It worked really well. Something that you want to avoid is paid links and PBNs. There's a lot of private blog networks out there that Google has tagged them as spammy. So if you go on them, it actually takes your site backwards rather than forwards. So on the face of it, you say, hey, look at this guy. He's got loads of good sites. They rank really well. They've got traffic. But actually, Google's already tagged them as a spammy site. So if you build links to that, from the PBN to your money site, you'll actually go backwards. You might not see it straight away. It might have to wait until the next core update, but it will eventually catch up on you and take your site backwards. Likewise, auto-generated backlinks. Any backlinks that are created by software are banned by Google, and again, those will take your site backwards. You might see SEO agencies offering 1,000 backlinks for $5, or we will build a lot of SEO agencies claim to build links manually, and they don't. They've just got this bit of $50 software or whatever, and they say, oh, we've got these guys, and they'll sit there writing backlinks, and it's just rubbish. It's auto-generated. But years ago, auto-generated backlinks used to work really well, but now they don't. They'll actually do nothing, and in fact, they'll take your site backwards. And the other thing that you want to look out for is gambling link farms. There's a bunch of link farms out there that claim to be high-powered domains and really good quality, but actually Google's already tagged them for spam, and if you link from them, your site becomes associated with spam, and so it will take it backwards. In summary, don't chase link volumes, chase quality. Look at the domain authority, the domain ranking, and how much traffic it's getting as well. The traffic that domains get these days has become a lot more a prevailing factor, a lot more influential. Years ago, Google just used to look at domain rank, but that's become quite easy to manipulate, and so Google wants to see that the site has traffic as well. The next factor that you want to bear in mind is Google compliance and EEAT: experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. That means Google basically holds that's the golden guidelines of content from Google's side when it comes to SEO. So as for the experience, share first-hand insights like real screenshots, put your opinion, keep everything truthful. Next up, expertise. So include bios or credentials, even if it's self-built. Make sure you have that in there. Talk about your credibility and experience. Authoritativeness is building backlinks from trusted sites. So the more backlinks you have from credible sites, the better your content will rank. The next point is trustworthiness. Using HTTPS, that's become a benchmark and standard for site security these days. So make sure your links are all from HTTPS sites. Any affiliate or paid links, strictly speaking, you're supposed to disclose those now to Google. If you don't disclose those, it might catch up on you. And ultimately, stay honest. Don't put any fake reviews. Don't put any. I've seen smaller affiliates sometimes they have this 10-star rating that's got apparently 5,000 user-generated reviews. Steer away from that, and don't be afraid to talk about the negatives of a site as well. If your reviews, all of your reviews, just say this is the best, this is the best, this is the best, 10 out of 10. Eventually, you lose credibility. You've got to have a bit of negative opinion as well within your reviews to have some credibility. The next issue is dealing with high competition. It's a bit of a David type versus Goliath type situation where some of the bookmakers have got like 200 people in their SEO department and 7-figure budgets monthly. Trying to compete with that is really tough. So what you really want to do is look at underserved niches. For instance, esports betting is a pretty new market that's come around in the last few years. Focus on that. Look at crypto casinos. These are a relatively new type of casino. There's not so much competition there. You could also look at, for instance, Indian sportsbook apps. Pick a country, pick a niche, and an app. That's a type of product. That's something that could work really well for you. Focus on local SEO if you're geo-specific. So you've really got two ways of targeting. You can either get a .com, .net, .org type top-level domain that targets the whole world. That's one way of doing it. Or if you want to target a particular country, for instance, the UK, you want a .co.uk or a .uk domain. If you're targeting the US, get a .us domain. The other thing is go after informational content first. So betting strategy guides, betting guides, casino reviews, sportsbook reviews. That's the sort of thing that helps to build trust So that's the important base of content that you want first to build trust and show Google that you've got a good base of relevant, interesting, valuable content that's going to provide value to the users and their users. Something else that can be really interesting content that will help in a highly competitive world is to build bonus comparison tools or calculators. So just building apps that the users find useful and perhaps they won't find anywhere else. So ultimately they come back because it's expensive acquiring traffic. So if you've got anything on your site that will help stickiness and retention and help players come back to you, that will ultimately make you a lot of money and serve you well in the long run. So if you want to rank and bank as a gaming affiliate, SEO really isn't optional, it's essential. Most of the big affiliates and smaller affiliates make most of their money off the back of SEO, and focus on long tail keywords. Write your content for real people. If you're using AI to write content, make sure you humanize it, because the second a user thinks that they're speaking to a machine or a robot, they switch off and they're generally off to the next site. And build your links the right way, stick with white hat link building, and always try to stay compliant with Google, because otherwise eventually it will catch up with you. So I'll put links in the description below to our top 100 iGaming affiliate programs. I'll also do a more detailed write-up in the description of this video. And do please follow us, and if you do want further support or expertise, feel free to contact us at our iGaming affiliate agency. I'll put links in the description below.